Hi, and welcome to your morning espresso business coaching session with Richard Turner, the Essential Entrepreneur. We'll take you through a series of short lessons on how to scale your business while you enjoy your morning coffee. So today we're going to talk about creating a business name and brand. This is such an important element that can't be underestimated when creating a successful business. So a business name and brand should always say what you do, and I think this is the biggest mistake, or at least the tagline behind the brand should say what you do, so people can find you. Remember, if your potential customers can't find you when searching and don't understand what you do, you're not going to pop up in their search, they can't do business with you. So avoid coming up with crazy brands unless you have very deep pockets for marketing. This is because you will need to educate the market on what you do, and that takes a lot of time and money. It's much better to have a smart brand with a dual meaning that sticks in people's minds and can be recalled quickly. So I'll tell you quickly the brand story for Zen Energy, my last company. So Zen simply stood for zero energy and reflected our early vision of net zero, or balancing generation and demand, but also carried those wonderful Eastern connotations of wisdom, enlightenment, and a new way of life, and perfectly reflected our ambitions in transitioning the world to renewable energy. It was a great brand. Now, I get Google all the time thrown at me and quoted to me, but don't forget when Google started, there were only two commercial opposition platforms if you wanted to connect to the internet, Netscape and Yahoo. So connecting to the internet was the timing and desire element, which is what people wanted to do, and Google created the best platform to do it. So it was quite simple. The term Google was actually derived from the mathematical term Google, which refers to the number 1 followed by 100 zeros, and reflects founders Larry Page and Sergey Brin's mission to organize the seemingly infinite amount of information on the web. So it does carry a dual meaning. Today, the term has actually become part of our language, meaning to search for information online, which is the ultimate goal for any brand. Coming up with a brand is not easy, and it requires some deep thinking and conversations to test the ideas with business partners or even friends that understand your business concept. You need to find some space for clear thinking. So maybe that's a shower with some hot water on the brain, that works for me, a bath, or maybe a good glass of wine. Whatever gets you relaxed and creative is the place to be. And write down a number of ideas and start testing your thoughts with others. But don't forget it needs to reflect what you do, because ultimately your future customers need to be able to search and find you when looking for a product or service. So remember, if they can't find you, they can't do business with you. In simple terms, that's how important a strong brand and brand imagery is. Then there's the design. So talking about imagery, then there's the design of your logo and the associated imagery. This again is extremely important, and I would always recommend engaging a graphic designer to come up with a really engaging logo that again conveys your brand message. The number of companies I've seen where their logos could have been done by a 2-year-old amazes me. It destroys your credibility immediately. If you want to be taken seriously in the market and eventually go for sizable contracts, you have to look professional. It might sound obvious, but take a look around and you'll quickly realize it's not. You then have to ensure the business name is available to register so you can start trading. In Australia, we would use the government website asic, asic.gov.au, which is the Australian Securities and Investments Commission, to do a business name search and register the name and gain an ABN, or Australian Business Number. In the next episode, I'll talk about trademarks to protect your brand and logo in the markets you want to grow into. This is a vital step because as soon as you grow, I can assure you there'll be copycats all over the place popping up just where you don't want them to be and taking advantage and leveraging off your good brand and your good business idea. I can tell you when Zen took off, we had about 20 Zen companies open up all over the country, and because of our trademark strategy and protecting our brand and logo, we were able to send them all cease and desist letters and we're able to shut them all down. So you want to be in that position and think about the markets you want to grow into. So we'll talk about that in the next episode. Thanks for joining me today. Try and put some of those elements into practice straight away, particularly if you're thinking about a business name and brand. Take your time, find a space where you can do some deep thinking, be relaxed, test it with friends, and I look forward to hearing some of those great ideas.